Extra life, you know. Extra life, you know.
fier de lui.
Yo, what's going down, everyone? I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me right now? Check. Check. Yo. Check. Okay, that's weird. My audio is displaying nothing in the window, but in the settings section it does work. Okay, cool. Shout out to everyone for dealing with the 1 minute delay. Something's going on in the house that I don't want to deal with, but I'm going to deal with it after this. So I have some really great news that in addition to talking about something beneficial, given that I'm not a expert on marketing, just someone who uses the tools and the techniques that I'm going to be talking about with you today. Given that, what I am going to do is follow up today's conversation with an actual expert. So one of the main tools I'm going to be using today, and it's just one of the tools I've been using for years myself, is TubeBuddy, and it's a Chrome extension. And it has to do with keyword research and YouTube videos. And I actually, thankfully, shout out to Mike Tramby for connecting me with TubeBuddy directly. We have, on September 3rd, Andrew from TubeBuddy coming through for an in-depth conversation about how to use their keyword tool, how to optimize your YouTube channel. You really don't want to miss it, because a lot of the questions that you're going to ask about the algorithm, about how rankings work, about how keywords work, that kind of thing, I don't really know the ins and outs of. I know how they work for me. I know how to try to move around them. I know how to try to, navigate the YouTube algorithm to a degree. But as far as using this extension, and as far as as far as really getting in depth into YouTube SEO optimization, that's happening on September 3rd. So definitely be a part of that. Either way, it's going to be archived. I think people ask every single episode if this is going to be available later for them to rewatch. And yes, the answer is yes, always. It's going to be available on both BeatStars.live, the BeatStars YouTube, my YouTube channel, and then BeatStars.world is kind of the main hub. BeatStars.world is really the new main hub for all things happening in the BeatStars community. So check on that regularly. It's not just for archives of this show. It's, for racial justice initiatives. It's for announcements regarding things like the new publishing situation, the publishing admin thing with Sony ATV, which we spoke about during the BeatStars Summit. The BeatStars Summit is archived and available on BeatStars.world as well. So shout out to everyone that was a part of the BeatStars Summit. that tuned in. Ask questions live. Feel free to ask questions live. I'm going to be honest as always and let you know when something is above my pay grade. So if you ask me how the YouTube algorithm works, that's way above my pay grade. It's above probably 99.999% of the population's pay grade, if not more. So let's start. So I recently tweeted. There's a bunch of stuff going on in the chat. You're talking about Dr. Dre as in MTV Dre, like Dr. Dre and Ed Lover. Yeah, be healthy, everyone. And then some people just want me to shut up and talk about marketing strategy. Okay, cool. But yeah, definitely stay healthy, stay active. A lot of us sit around all day and make beats, and sometimes we use a lot of stimulants to stay up. It could be soda, it could be coffee all day. Then we're not sleeping very well. It's hard on our bodies. And diabetes is bad. Diabetes is really bad, and it's so common. And it doesn't have to be so. Part of it is eating right. Part of it is staying active. And, hopefully moving forward, that can become more of a part of our community's culture. All right, cool. Let me not pay attention to the chat right now and focus, unless I see a question come in. Okay, cool. So I recently tweeted that so many producers think rappers only want trap beats, and I actually got a backlash for it, which is strange to me. And I want everybody to understand something going into this conversation and just going into your marketing strategy overall, to know that you don't have to force yourself to make a certain sound because you think that's what everybody wants. I had to go through that when I first started trying to sell beats online. I really did think that, I needed to make the most current sounding tracks to compete in this online beat licensing landscape. So if I share my screen now, and I just go to the BeatStars top charts, we can pretty clearly see that in the top 10, top 20, there are Eminem type beats, Afro beats, R&B beats, and reggaeton beats, more R&B, dancehall, trap soul, dancehall, Afrobeat, trap soul, R&B, whatever you want to call that. There are all kinds of beats, and there are all kinds of customers for these beats. And really the trick is finding what you like to make and then finding the people who like what you like to make. Because if you're forcing yourself, I hear so many producers say, I'm not going to sell any beats online because I don't make trap, or I don't make mainstream sounding beats, so I'm not even going to try. A lot of people don't want to try. A lot of people want to shoot themselves in the foot. If you don't want to be one of those people, then don't accept that, because it's not true. I mean, if you accept it as the truth, it's true for you, and that affects how you move, and it will stop you from trying. So if you don't want to fall into that category, just don't. Look at reality. I just showed you the top charts. The top charts are not based on plays. They're not based on mainstream appeal. They're based on sales. So that means every single one of those beats, including all the non-trap beats, the R&B beats, the Afro beats, whatever, means they're all selling. And there are even genre-specific charts. So you can search for R&B. You can search for old school. You can search for all types of different sounds that are still selling well, that people do want and that they're in demand. So yeah, the top charts are based on sales. I had to learn that. I did, because I was concerned. I didn't know if the types of beats that I made were marketable. And then, 2 years later, licensing beats online has become my primary income stream. Anyway, moving on to my top selling beat. And let me share my screen again. I will show you what my top selling beat is. And, full transparency, you can look at my numbers. They're not crazy. My YouTube numbers are not, it's not viral. Let me just find. So this is the one beat of mine that has gone viral. It is not a mainstream sounding beat. It is not a quote trap unquote sounding beat. But it's almost gonna hit 1 million views pretty soon, because it was at 800,000 not too long ago. Now, actually, let me play it, and then let me tell you what I do regularly and what I think you should be doing in so far as monitoring your own beats is concerned. So let me share my audio. Why can I not share audio anymore? Now I can. Okay, cool.
There's lots of ways to save on auto insurance.
Jesus.
Really?
Yep. Very proud of that. See Mrs. Carmichael? She gets a discount for safe driving.
What about this guy?
The less he drives, the less he pays.
I can't
The list
stand
of
this.
inspiring
I really
stories
can't.
goes on and on.
I bet.
So I don't want to play too much of it, but obviously that's not, a trap beat, a mainstream trap beat. So you'll notice too that there's all this stuff in here that may not be visible for you as a YouTube user. That's because I've installed the TubeBuddy extension. Let me go back into the chat. Actually, I'll just type it here. I'm pretty sure you can just go to TubeBuddy.com/BeatStars and get their Chrome extension. Right now, I'm using the the Star account. The Pro is only $9 a month, but there's a free version. So if you just search TubeBuddy Chrome extension, you can grab it and install it. It's really easy. I have it, so usually it'll say install, but because I already have it, it says remove because I have it. So it's there, it's free, and you can do a lot with the free version. I actually have 2 of these keyword tools installed. One is called TubeBuddy, one is called vidIQ. So they display all of these statistics here. And one of the most important statistics that I think they do display, they give you so vidIQ gives my video a score of 96.2. That, if you're in school right now, 96 is a pretty good grade to get on an exam or a paper. It's a good grade to have on a video. So, that high score translates to a lot of views, and those views mean more people are seeing it, more people are buying it. If I click on the link, we can see how many plays it's gotten, I believe. And no, we can't. This isn't the pro page. It's gotten a lot. It's gotten tens of thousands of plays on my BeatStars page. And once the people are at the BeatStars page, they're serious. But what it also displays is it displays your keyword rankings. Now, a lot of people don't necessarily know what these keyword rankings mean. So one important keyword is Rick Ross type beat 2020, and it says that I'm ranking number 1 on that. So if I open a new incognito window, and you have to verify these things in an incognito search, so you're not logged in to your own YouTube account or anyone's YouTube account for that matter. That means if I'm just a rapper and I'm on YouTube and I'm looking for a beat, I want a Rick Ross type beat. If I click Rick Ross type beat 2020, I'm the first person that comes up. My beat is the first beat that comes up. Obviously, if I'm the first beat that comes up in a search, especially if that's a really popular search, that means I'm going to get a lot of views. That's why these are important. So you'll see with all these numbers, I'm top 5 for almost all of them. One of them I'm top 10. So this video did really well, and it makes sense that I'm ranking highly in all of these. You know, a top 5 ranking is amazing for these keywords. So that's the goal. That's why we want to do this, right? So I had somebody tweet me. This guy asked me how to grow his channel, and I had a couple of people do that recently. Let me find the tweet. So this guy, I got 16 subs after 9 months. Should I be concerned? And then someone else asked me, how do I grow my YouTube channel? Well, this was one of the guys. I hope he doesn't mind me using him as an example. And if we have time, you know, maybe some of you can send me your channel links and we can have a conversation about your channels, or we can do that at a later time. I think it would be helpful. So he uploads a fair amount of beats, pretty often. It looks like every couple of days, you know, maybe he's uploading 3, 4, or 5 a week. What you will notice here, and the other guy who tweeted me, here's his YouTube channel. I hope he doesn't mind. I guess he deleted his video. Anyway, it was something similar. So what you'll notice right off the top is that almost every one of his beats is titled differently and it covers a different genre. So here's a smooth R&B type beat, here's a soulful type beat, here's an old school type beat, here's a 90s R&B type beat, here's an 80s groove type beat, here's a 70s groove type beat. So in the last week, he's uploaded, every single video is a different keyword that he's targeting. Every single one is a different keyword. Where I would start with him is I would look at which videos are doing the best. So to me, very obviously, this video is doing the best. It's gotten the most views. It has 100% like to dislike ratio, which is good. And if we click on it, we can actually spy on his keywords to see if he's ranking. One of you Jesus Christ, man. We can spy on his keywords. TubeBuddy can show us the keywords. And look, he's actually doing really well ranking on this beat. And this is only from this month. And he's already gotten almost 2,000 views. So 80s funk type beat, he's number 1 in. 80s funk type beats, he's number 1. So he did a good job with these keywords. A lot of people don't do good jobs with keywords, and we'll talk about that too. He did a good job with that keyword. So he did really well here, and then all of a sudden he switched up and went soulful hip-hop type beat. Let's see if those keywords worked. Trust me, this matters. Yeah, he's ranking in 2021. I don't know how relevant that is now. I guess it's something to think about as we near 2021. But obviously it's not doing as well. So why, so 80s seems to be, you know, 80s funk type beat, 80s pop beat, 80s funk type beat. These are all doing well. It's pretty clear to me that this is what the YouTube is letting his channel get exposure for, and it's also what people who are subscribing to him or who are searching for beats want from him and from his channel. So my suggestion would be, if you like making these kinds of beats, continue making them and really try to use this as your niche. Really try to use that as your niche. my strategy is targeting the keywords I can rank on and build on. He's already ranking on a bunch of these keywords here. We've already seen. So if you're already ranking on these keywords, why abandon them and move to something else? Why not just keep building on these keywords because it's working for you? Now, disclaimer right now, if people don't like your beats, none of these strategies are going to work. You know, if the beats aren't good, if people don't like them, your watch time isn't going to be high. It's just not going to. It's just not going to go well. But I'm just assuming everyone has pretty good beats. Now, I'm going to show you something, and I'm going to. Hopefully, you see why this is important. It has to do with something I just talked about. So if I Google J. Cole type beat, we're going to see a pattern. Who do we see? Gums, Urban Nerd, Dilly, Batman, Yondo, Urban Nerd, Batman, Dilly, Batman, Urban Nerd, Yondo, Urban Nerd, Batman, Dilly, Urban Nerd, Dilly, Urban Nerd. Do you see what I'm getting at? Dilly again. Urban Nerd. Gums again. Urban Nerd. Dilly. Yondo's channel comes up. Dilly again. Urban Nerd again. If we click on Urban Nerd, obviously his channel's doing great. We would love to have a channel as successful as Urban Nerd's channel. You're going to see J. Cole a whole lot. J. Cole. And if you go back even further in his videos, you're going to see J. Cole in the title of pretty much every beat. Why did he do that? Well, because he wanted to run that niche. If he's already targeting, this is how I think YouTube works. All right. If you're, and Piano Beats said this, they're taking over the whole search. WTF. That's what you're supposed to do. YouTube, when you think about it, it awards people for having a niche, right? If you have a gamer channel, right, and you're uploading gamer videos all the time, and then all of a sudden one day you do a movie review, people don't want that from you, and your views are going to be lower. If you have a beat channel and all of a sudden you start posting footage of your dog, the people who expect to hear beats from you every day are going to get really confused, and they're probably not going to watch those dog videos. People operate a lot like the YouTube algorithm in a lot of ways. And having a niche, having a very clear product is important. I mean, if Pepsi suddenly started making sneakers, would people suddenly rush out and buy Pepsi sneakers? No, but they're going to buy the drink. If Nike started making a soda, are people going to run out and buy Nike's soda? Doesn't even sound right. It's probably going to taste like feet. At least that's psychologically what's happening in my head. So a lot of people just find a lane and dominate that lane. That's what a lot of these producers are doing. They're dominating a lane. In the case of somebody like Urban Nerd, or in the case of somebody like Gums, or who else was up there, Yondo, they dominated the J. Cole type beat keyword. And because J. Cole type beat was such a, and still is such a popular search term, because they were able to dominate that niche, their channel grew a lot, and people began to appreciate their sound because they knew what to expect. So somebody who's switching up the keywords every other day is telling YouTube that they're not consistent. What they're telling the YouTube algorithm is, every day I'm going to do something different, so I'm going to be really hard to categorize. And YouTube's going to respond by not giving them the ability to rank in all of these. They're not going to reward them for that. So let's talk about keywords and what an ideal keyword is. Because a major mistake that a lot of people make is competing with these highly competitive keywords. For example, how many of you are doing this? How many of you are doing this right now? Trying to with fewer than 1,000 subscribers, trying to make the next Drake type beat or the next J. Cole type beat. We already see who makes the J. Cole type beats that rank. It's Gums, Urban Nerd, Batman, Dilly, Yondo, right? They have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, millions of views. It's going to be really hard for you to just break into that keyword and knock them off of the top position. So why do that to yourself? I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm saying, and I want to talk more about this with Andrew from TubeBuddy, but if we're trying right now to carve out a niche for ourselves in the YouTube space, let's find keywords that we can rank in. And this is the hard work part, because it's not easy. It's not anything that is obvious. It's a lot of trial and error, and a whole lot of people spend years trying to figure this out. So I'm going to share my screen again, and here's where TubeBuddy is really useful to me. So it will tell me, let's go back to this 80s funk type beat. Actually, I'm going to use my channel as an example, because I already know that this beat is doing well. It's like my pride and joy, because it's my my one viral beat. So yeah, let me reload. So if I click on this keyword, so I want to see my search rankings. I know Rick Ross type beat 2020 is probably a good keyword, but how do I know? So I click on it. This is what TubeBuddy's going to tell me. It's going to tell me that the search volume is high. That means a lot of people are searching for it. That's a good thing. It also is going to tell me that the competition is high. That means a lot of people are trying to rank on that keyword. For the average person, so the unweighted score is based on just, the average person on YouTube. The weighted score is based on my channel. This is one of the features of TubeBuddy subscription services. For the free version, they don't give you the weighted score. They just give you the unweighted, which is still valuable. For my channel, this is why this is such an amazing beat, because even for my channel, it's only a score of 41 out of 100, because it's so competitive. It's really competitive. And so that means that it's going to be hard for me to continue ranking, but I know that because I've already ranked once with these keywords, what I do is I take these keywords, and instead of trying totally new keywords the next time I upload a beat, I love making these kinds of soulful type beats. I really do. I just try to, I copy and paste them into the next video. So I'm ranking in them. I'm not ranking as highly as I would like, but I'm still ranking in them. So I'm kind of known as the person who makes this sound. Now, can I find other keywords that will also do well for my channel? Yes, I can. What I want to find, this is the perfect keyword, would be a keyword that has really high search volume, so tons of people are looking for this type of beat, and it has low competition. So I want this over more to the green, and I want the optimization strength more over to the green. So how do I find that? Well, this is the complicated part, because we don't know what those keywords are. We have to do research. The good thing about these tools like TubeBuddy, it's going to show you related searches. So you can look around. Meek Mill times Rick Ross type beat 2020. Let's see how that looks. It's a suggestion. It says, maybe this is a good one. Okay, look, high search volume, fairly low competition. It's telling me that I could probably rank in this. My optimization strength is high. Rick Ross type beat just by itself, not very good. Now, what a lot of producers will do is they'll do something like this. Who's the hottest rapper out right now? It's probably always going to be Drake. So if we search for Drake type beat 2020, unweighted, terrible, right? Look at how high the competition is. The competition is basically saying it's damn near impossible for you to rank in this. But a lot of people will go for that keyword just because they're not thinking about all of these possibilities. And it would be the same for any popular rapper as a search term. Even Roddy Ricch, high search volume. A lot of people are searching for this. So if you're number one on Roddy Ricch type beat, you're making a killing. But how are you going to compete? There are thousands of producers trying to get to that same spot. Many of them have done what Yondo has done, what Urban Nerd has done. They've already dominated the Roddy Ricch type beat keyword. So if you insist, okay, let me step back. There are a lot of different ways to rank. And what I do, and it's not fun and it's not sexy, but this is what I spend some time doing, is I'm searching for beats, for keywords for my beats that are searched for but are low competition. And it's grueling. I mean, I make a lot of soulful type beats. Let's talk about I don't know, trap type beats, right? Obviously, if you're going to search trap type beat, it's not artist specific, but it's probably a pretty hard keyword to rank in. Yeah, terrible. Now, we have these related searches. Is this better? Trap type beat 2020 free. Now we're adding on more keywords. Now we're specifying. Okay, so it's a little better. We're getting there. What if we added another adjective? Hard trap type beat 2020 free. Now we're getting even better. What if we changed beat to instrumental and actually spelled it correctly? Sometimes you can rank on misspelled keywords because people do misspell stuff when they search. That's kind of a key here. So I changed it from beat to instrumental. Okay, fewer people are using the word instrumental, but if you have a smaller channel, then this is a great keyword for you. Great keyword for you. Chill trap type beat 2020 free. Just changing the order of words can sometimes help. So this is an all right keyword. A lot of people are searching, but the competition is still kind of high. So maybe you don't want to go that route. Oh, for my channel, this is great. I should be using this. It got a 100 out of 100, which is crazy. Here's another strategy that I employ. When I find a good keyword, I save it. And maybe I'll write a note like 100 because that's my score, and then I can use it at a later time. But going back to unweighted, what if so we're at 64 now. What if we changed the order of the words? It's a little worse, but not bad. So if I want to go for both of these keywords, I would save both of them. This is another 100% for me. The other thing too is, this is also very, very important. My best keyword, you can't get higher than 100%. So if I'm making a new upload, I'm going to put my best keyword in the title. Why? Because the title is searchable. The title is the most powerful place for a keyword in a YouTube video. So if you have a great keyword and you don't put it in the title, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot. I also put it in the description as well, because the description is the second most important position for a keyword to be in. And then obviously in the keywords, this is where the tags are, where the tags go. I put all of my keywords there. If you're not putting your keywords in the tag section, guess what you can't do? You can't monitor them using a TubeBuddy or using a vidIQ. So you never know what you're ranking in. And if you don't know what you're ranking in, you don't know what you're doing well. And if you don't know what you're doing well, you're just going to keep repeating the same mistakes. So take this a little more seriously and organize your strategy when it comes to keywords and monitor. If you start ranking in a keyword, that's great. Find related keywords. If you have the TubeBuddy Premium, click on a keyword that you're ranking in. I'm in 17th here, type beat Rick Ross 2020. It's not great, but hey, it's something. So what are some related searches that I can see? Drake times Rick Ross type beat? I don't know, maybe that'll work. Not really. So let's go back to Rick Ross type beat. Just to see what some of these suggestions are. Rick Ross sample type beat 2020. For my channel, very good. I might want to use that later on. So finding a niche is important. Where you put those keywords that you find is important. And obviously researching your keywords and finding low competition, high search keywords that's also really important. So let me check the chat because I haven't for a while and see what questions I have. Doesn't YouTube penalize you if you put tags that don't relate to the video? You should never put tags that don't relate to the video. I'm not going to make a super soulful beat and put in Lil Pump type beat 2020 because it would be stupid. Because if somebody searches for Lil Pump type beat, watches my video and says this sounds like nothing he would ever record to, then they just found something that wasn't relevant to them. So I think relevance is one of the most important things to keep in mind as you're. I thought it kind of went without saying, but if you're flooding your video with keywords that aren't relevant, it's not gonna help you. It's probably gonna hurt you. Oh, cool. Thank you. What is chill trap? I don't think it's an oxymoron. But are rappers and singers really typing in these very specific long keywords? Yeah, they are. They absolutely are. And if they weren't, the search volume ratings wouldn't be so high. Hey, Payne, would it be okay to focus on just 4 artists if possible? I would try more focusing on one to start with. I mean, look, you don't have to even focus on artists. You can focus on. So look, a lot of people get frustrated because they feel like they have to make an artist type beat, but you can look at this freestyle type beat 2020. Look at how well these videos are doing. Millions, hundreds of thousands. There are so many keywords out there, and there are so many people out there searching for beats that aren't necessarily tied into an artist. Sometimes they're tied into a style. Sometimes they're tied into a genre. Sometimes they're tied into an era. Like, I don't know. I don't even know what an 80s type beat would necessarily sound like. But look, millions of views. Oh, this is a hip hop mix. But, type beats, these are doing well. I would love to have these kinds of numbers on a video. So, no, you don't have to focus on an artist. But if you're going to, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to find, first of all, the style that you like. So upload beats with the style that you like, and then find keywords that are relevant to that style. I make soulful beats, right? I don't think they're necessarily tied to an era. If they are tied into an era, maybe it's boom bap, maybe it's 90s, and I'll use those keywords sometimes. But for example, if I upload a beat, what would people be searching for? Soulful type beat. I'm going to search that keyword to see if it works. Rick Ross type beat, because I could hear him being on these beats. I'm going to see which keywords that are related and relevant to my style work. I'm just going to do a ton of research. And once I get to the point where I have a list of keywords that have good viability for me based on those scores that I showed you, I'm going to use them and I'm going to try them out. It doesn't mean that I use those keywords one day and the next day I have 1 million views or a viral video. It means that over time I'm building my relevance in those search terms. And people are going to continue searching for those. And the more and more they see your name come up and the more and more they watch your videos, then they subscribe, they become fans, they become customers. And that's just how that works. It's a long game, but a lot of people are going in without a strategy. They're just doing Drake type beat one day, trap type beat the next day, and none of these keywords are working for them because they didn't do the research. So does anyone want to be brave and drop a link to their YouTube channel? We can kind of look at it and see some, do some keyword research. Trying to mute my mic when I take a drink of anything. I don't know how people listen. Like, there are actual YouTube channels for that. It's gross. Oh, you can't post links here. All right. Hold on. Oh, someone did post a link. JRago Music. YouTube.com/JRago Music. Let's see. JRago, my bad. Okay, so already I'm looking at this and I'm seeing that you're switching up your keyword every time you upload. So we've already kind of gone through that. The other thing that I noticed is that you are competing for very competitive but highly rewarding keywords like Rod Wave type beat or Tyga type beat or Logic type beat. Now, looking at everything, it looks like you had a nice run here. So maybe Mozzie type beat is something that could work well for you. And let's look at your rankings. Okay, Mozzie times Blueface type beat 2020. You're ranking on that. So it's something to build on. And there's a fair amount of search volume, and I think that's a reason why this got an uncharacteristically high amount of views and an uncharacteristically high amount of comments. So you have to understand, and I'll like this. It's probably dope. Let's listen to it. Yeah, it's dope. So you got a ton of feedback, and my question to you is, why did you abandon this keyword if it worked? The other thing I'll say is you only used the Mozzie X Blueface once. So let's go deeper then. What are some other keywords that you could use? Well, one thing we could do is switch the order around and see if that'll work. Now, the search volume on that is low. Could you maybe rank in it? Yeah, would it be all that helpful to you? I don't know. So let's just try type beat 2020 Mozzie and see what happens. Okay, here's a good one. If I were you, I would write this one down. Search volume is, but at your level, where I don't know how many subscribers you have, but you you want to start breaking out of the 3-digit mark and getting into the 4-digit mark. That's the next step for you. So finding these keywords that you can build on, it's not a bad strategy. Obviously, we would love it if this were higher, like 80s, 90s, and 100 would be a blessing. But now we have all these suggestions here. So like new Mozzie type beat 2020. Is that a good keyword? Let's find out. Okay, that's an even better keyword. I would write that one down. Mozzie type beat 2020 sample. If you make those kinds of beats, that's not a very good keyword. Yeah. Let's just look at Mozzie type beat. If you ever find a singer, Mozzie type beat with hook, that's pretty competitive. If it's free though, now it's way less competitive. So I would get TubeBuddy, just get the free version and keep doing this until you find a whole roster of keywords that work for your channel. I'm going to go with Magic next, Magick beats. Let me find you. Hopefully that helped. Okay, cool. Here we are. Yeah, so I'd say you're in a similar position. You're trying to get consistent triple digits. Now, one video that stands out because it's the only one that's managed to break that triple digit number is this. Are you ranking in anything on this particular beat? No, but maybe it's just the fact that this beat sounded good to people and they wanted to listen to the whole thing, and your watch time went up, and so it just increased your visibility on YouTube. I don't know what happened. Like I said, I'm not going to pretend that I know everything or much about the YouTube algorithm at all, but let's listen to see, or let's research these keywords. So Griselda type beat is probably not anywhere nearly as saturated as, Drake type beat. But we want to find more viable keywords. We don't want poor scores. We want great scores. So we start getting into, longer keywords. Griselda type beat free. It's a little better. Free Griselda type beat 2020. Again, I'm not saying give away free beats. This is a lot better, but free downloads are free beats. So this would actually be good for my channel. For your channel, it's lower, but it's something that I think with the right amount of persistence you could rank on. And it seems to me that this kind of 90s golden era timeless sounding hip hop beats are right up your alley. So finding keywords that really fit that sound. It's really, why can't I spell instrumental today? Free Griselda type instrumental 2020. Benny the Butcher type instrumental. Maybe let's take out 2020. It just looks like not too many people are searching for this. Okay, so this is better. So we're getting better. How about type beat instrumental? This was always a weird search term for me because I don't understand why someone would search for type beat instrumental, but people are obviously doing it. And here we go. High score, 81. This is unweighted. For weighted, this is the keyword I need to be using. So thank you for letting me review your channel so I can steal some of these keywords. But yeah, I would, just I'm modeling how I do my keyword research. Try this out for yourself. Try it out for don't try it for one or two videos, and if it doesn't work, abandon it. Really commit to the long term, and then follow up with us on the September 3rd session with Andrew from TubeBuddy, and we can dig more deeply into how to use TubeBuddy, because this whole keyword explorer function, this is just one feature. There are a ton of other features. They have this checklist. They have templates for your end screen. They have templates for your cards if your channel has enough subscribers in order to allow 4 cards. Let's see. Who else? Bufo keeps saying this. Pick a lane and go. Yeah, and it's not that you have to be locked into this lane. I think this is what frustrates a lot of people. They say, okay, the only keyword I can rank on is 80s type beat, but I want to make all kinds of beats. Yeah, well, I'm not saying you can't make all kinds of beats. I'm saying this is the business part of your music career. So if you're trying to be a business, then you're going to have to behave like a business. Maybe you create 2 different channels. It'd be a pain in the ass. But yeah, Lawrence Reed, what's your YouTube username? Maybe you pick 2 different channels and you try one style on one channel and one on the other. I don't know, but you got to establish yourself in a niche. That's what I'm seeing all these guys do. Like Yondo did it with J. Cole type beat forever, to the point where he actually got J. Cole's attention. And now if you look at his channel, you'll see he's starting to branch out. He's starting to do Yondo type beats. The thing about him is he just built up so many fans that once you have the fans and you have the numbers, yeah, okay, you can make decisions. You can either stick with your niche or you can start expanding and trying different things. Okay, let me try Lawrence Reed. Where am I at? All right. I hope this is the right guy. Yeah, so just right off the bat, Sonic and Rick Ross are very different people. And, Rick Ross and Eminem are different styles. So there's a lot of confusion going on with the algorithm. You're giving the algorithm a lot of conflicting information. So let's look and see what's working for you. Yeah, without even having to dig too deeply, it's clear that this is your highest performing video. You might find that because your channel just visually looks pretty chaotic, you might find that because let's just look at the top producers. Let's look at Drake type beat. You'll often see that so this guy, Proud by Dope Boy, let's look at his channel. Let's just look visually at how his channel looks. Oh, he's actually all over the place too, so maybe it doesn't matter that much. I was going to say visual branding is important, but he doesn't have very much consistency and he's doing well. I think most of the top producers, oh, that's interesting. He just uploaded this and he's ranking on Drake type beat. It's so strange how YouTube works. For somebody like LCS, he has a ton of subscribers. Look at his branding. It's so clean and so consistent. And that does feed into his brand. This is a part of his brand. So I'm not saying if you have your visual branding consistent that you're going to just take off, but I'm saying that everyone wants a stronger brand. And your visuals are a part of that brand. So let me go back to your track, your August Alsina type beat. And let's see if anything is ranking for you. Apparently not, but let's see what we could do. So if you like making these types of beats, I would say keep uploading them at least. I mean, make whatever you want, but you don't have to upload every single beat that you make to YouTube. So August Alsina type beat 2020. I feel like this would probably have been a better keyword to put in the title, but at the same time, Oh yeah, by the way, subscribe to my channel. I'm so close to 100,000 subscribers. I just want to get the plaque, please. Appreciate it. So August Alsina Type B 2023. This one's good. It has a fairly low search volume, but it's one to build on. And I go by a very strict formula, which is apparently includes misspelling the word instrumental. But August Alsina type instrumental, that's all right. August instrumental type beat, that's such a weird search term. But look, it's good. So this goes back to what Bufo was asking. He's asking, are rappers really or singers really searching for these long keywords? They're not only searching for long keywords, they're searching for keywords that might not make any sense. Because an instrumental type beat, I don't even have to say it. We know that that's redundant. August Alsina trap type beat? I don't know. Let's see. Nah. R&B type beat? Very good. All right, we're getting closer. It's trial and error on every step of the way. So it's trial and error when you're searching for these terms, doing the research. You don't necessarily know what you're looking for, and you can do this for hours. But that's why being organized helps. So keeping a list of keywords that are good and keeping record of their scores, that's also a good idea. But yeah, like Bufo's very active today. Most powerful tool we have, trial and error. Facts. Wait, yes. I agree with this. Thank you. The most powerful tool we have, trial and error. Jay Riga, could you show us your process of how I would look for a new artist? All right, so this is something that I learned from someone else. Now there are a lot of ways to do that. One way to do that, I could go to Billboard. I think there's like a streaming chart, or like, there's some kind of Billboard, like Billboard Digital or something, Billboard Digital charts maybe. Because every now and then an independent artist or a new artist will break into this list, and you might be able to find them before they're big. I mean, like St. John would be one of them. I'm sure a year ago it was a lot easier to rank on St. John type beats. It's not going to be easy now. Same with Jack Harlow. Probably a year ago it was really easy to rank on a Jack Harlow type beat. If you don't want to take that route, there are a lot of tastemaker channels that premiere, newer artists that are just kind of starting to gain traction. So, for example, is it Elevator Mag? Yeah, so Elevator, for example, tons of new artists. And look, not all of them are doing well, but Digital Nas is doing well. This gentleman is doing well. So I would find some artists, do some research, see how they're doing on their own YouTube channels. Because not every art. Okay. So, like, are there snot type beats? Yeah, there are snot type beats. Because this artist seems to be doing pretty well and pretty consistently, right? So I don't know what he sounds like. Obviously, if you don't make beats that you think he would sound good on, you probably don't want to mess with that. But like, it's funny. Snot Type Beat is even in his own video. So yeah, they're not quite there yet. And there is high competition but low search volume. So you asked me a hell of a question, because this is not an easy question to answer, because there's really no way of telling what. Damn, I wasn't sharing my screen at all then, was I? My bad. Okay, so this is what I did. I went to Elevator's channel. You know, there are a lot of sites like Elevator out there, and you can just go to their site and, you know, look at. The one I picked was Snot because his numbers were pretty crazy. You look for the numbers that stand out, over 500,000 there. Just kind of look around and see who's gaining traction. These dudes. So, and then you do the research, you know. Is this a good keyword? Because it's a new artist. You know, not really, not yet. Oh, shoot. There we go. Interesting that there's a lot of competition for this rapper, but the search volume isn't that high yet. So yeah, I don't know. There's another one that's called new rap. There's a whole channel that just kind of plays. It's called Rap something. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? They have all different kinds of. One is for EDM, one is for rap, one is for house. It's just a huge network of channels that is always posting new artist music. No, nobody. No one at all. Okay, never mind. Mike Trampy just said something. Spotify Global. Yeah, the viral charts. That's what I was looking for. Viral charts. TikTok, obviously. Yeah. This, Rap Nation. Okay. Let's go back to Rap Nation. That's what I was trying to get to. So, Rap Nation has a bunch. And you do the same thing, you know. Who's doing well? Who's not? Mulatto's doing well, I believe. So she might be too mainstream already. But let's see. No, not yet. So the more she rises in fame, this is going to be a good keyword to have targeted. But then again, it's a gamble because you don't know. So like I said, if you had made a bunch of Jack Harlow type beats a year ago and no one was searching for them, they're certainly searching for them now. It's a gamble, right? I guess just listen to music. Listen to music. I think what it really boils down to is having patience, keeping an ear out, and also just really making the music that you like. Because if you're making music just to make money, if you're making beats just because you think they're going to sell, most of the time people are going to hear that in the music. it's not going to sound like something that you enjoyed making, and it's not going to be something that they want to rap on or sing on. So really just try to be as authentic as possible and make the music that you make. This isn't about finding keywords to make you a bunch of money. This is about finding keywords that are relevant to the music that you already love making. And then hopefully making a bunch of money off of those. So that covers it. I'd like to do this again and look at more channels and maybe get further into, maybe Mike Trampy will join me since he was in the chat today. And we can do this and review some YouTube channels, review some BeatStars accounts as well, and check to see, what we see and what advice we can give. My problem is I love making a bunch of styles too, and my biggest problem is that I've been uploading so many different styles, and I think 20 years ago, not 20, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, we could have done that. Now there are just, I'm not going to use the word saturation because it's not saturation, it's just competition. There are a lot of people doing it, and you have to compete somehow. And so these are some ways for you to find your own lanes, for you to slowly creep into these lanes by rather than, because even a keyword like Drake type beat, you can find Drake type beat keywords related. Let's try that. Actually, it's a challenge. Let's try that. You can find ones that'll work. So like soft Drake type beat free 2020. Maybe someone's searching for that, and maybe it's gonna be. Maybe we use the word free twice because sometimes people have redundancies in their searches. Okay, here we go. So like, it's a Drake type beat. You're never going to rank on just Drake type beat, but maybe you can rank on free Drake type beat, free 2020, or free Drake type beat. What was the weird one? It's free Drake. I keep misspelling that. Free Drake instrumental type beat 2020. Let's see what happens. Boom. There you go. I'm going to end on this note because oh wow, it's actually not good for my channel, but it's better for everyone else. So try that. Very low competition and just keep building. Just keep building off of that. It's research. It's all research. It's just time. It's just energy. And if you have both, use them because this is worth it. All right, cool. Next week we have, I believe next week is Busy Works Day. So get the questions ready. If you got questions for Busy Works, who's like the godfather of FL Studio, he'll be here to answer them. Whole hour. You know how it is. This is my first time interviewing him. I've actually allowed him to interview me first. So this will be interesting. There's a lot I don't know about him. And because I'm not an FL Studio user, I don't fully understand the impact that he's had on a lot of you. And he's really been a teacher for so many people over the years. And I'm excited to bring him to you so you can talk to him and live. Yeah, a lot of you are not FL Studio users. Angel's Logic. Dress is Cubase. Wow, Cubase. Feel lonely like me. There we go. FL Gang. Yep. Shout out to FL Gang. Oh, Studio One. Okay, cool. I swear there was a DJ Pain One emoji. I don't know where they are now. I saw them. Someone used them way back. It's totally weird. All right, cool. Be safe, everyone. Catch you next week. Peace.